This game began with the hope of showing you all something different. In my return to immortal difficulty, I randomed Saladin and thought to myself, hey, camel archers are sweet. Why not show 'em off here? It'd be different from all those queer Syrian cavalry rushes I pull off to put myself in a winning position, right? Not as different as this game ended up being. A wealth of land removed the need to rush, and a peculiar cast of slow-teching, wonder-ignoring, confectionery opponents opened the door to do something more. Let's see what happened in the world as we began the Arabian Empire. I'm particularly looking for reasons for why the hell the AI was teching so slow and building wonders so slow. We'll stop here in 2360 BC. India's up to 3 cities. I just built Medina not too long ago. Justinian's got 2, Lincoln's got 2, Pericles has 3, Frederick has 3. First barbarian city there. Gandhi's got 3. We have another barbarian city there. Pericles built Stonehenge 1840 BC. That is the first wonder to have been built, and that is very late. Also note here, 3720 BC, Justinian founded Buddhism, and Lincoln was the one who grabbed Hinduism. Going through, Isabella Dutch slavery, 1600 BC, I built the Oracle, second wonder to go. And I could have delayed on that. I think I was thinking of delaying on that, and I just made a mistake, or... It's hard to remember now. It's been a while since I actually played through those turns. This game was dragged out over a long period of time. Gandhi's got another city. I'm starting various sessions as I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I think at the beginning, like, it's been so long, like, I rolled the start until I saved it and I closed Civ 4 because I wasn't feeling like recording there at the end. At the beginning, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I can't make sense of myself. Here was my mad land grab, realizing, thinking to myself, alright Grimith, stop fucking turtling and being a damn pussy, and actually get up there and grab some territory. Inland Sea, in most cases really does give you the opportunity to expand, because most of the map is land. You just have to take advantage of it. And that's what I ended up doing. I pushed myself out, making sure to grab those gems up there. Considering how close Isabella's capital started to me, she could have focused her weight in the west of her empire a hell of a lot more, and really put a lot of pressure on me. But she didn't, thankfully. Continuing to solidify my borders here. See, Isabella completed the Temple of Artemis, scrolling through. Session 5, Session 6. What the fuck are you doing, Grimith? Every time I look at these timelines, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Alright, I built that blocking city there to ensure Isabella didn't creep in, and I get the rest of that land. Alright, we've got whole sets of cities being captured. These are the first barbarian cities to go. Justinian builds the Hanging Gardens. Barbarian was captured by the Byzantine Empire. Got various people capturing those. Pericles got the Kong Miao. Statue of Zeus goes. Various wonders go. Isabella built Chichen Itza. And Isabella was doing a pretty good job of grabbing wonders there, especially as I was trading away, literature and music. And I wasn't industrious. I didn't have marble. I did build the Mausoleum of Mausoleus, which gave me 12 turn golden ages, which were pretty significant in this game. Lincoln declared war on Justinian there. Made the game pretty interesting. Philadelphia, Lincoln was captured by the Byzantine Empire. Illinois, Barbarian was captured by the Greek. Illinois? Did they lose a city? I'm pretty sure that's an American city. Is one of the city names of the Barbarians Illinois? Did I learn something new today? Shit. I just got... Whatever, we're just gonna leave it alone. Got 2 great people. Slow-teching game. The AI seemed slow to expand at the time. The Barbarians didn't appear to capture any of their cities, so I'm not sure what was up with that, but, these AIs don't have high unit build props. Justinian's got the highest at 30. And Isabella, the chick who plots war at pleased, and the only one who plots war at pleased here, only has 25. But those two buddied up with each other, and those two were at odds with these four for the entire game. Whereas, you know me, being Arabian, without oil, I was just making it happen, just making things happen. Adopted slavery, bureaucracy, sifting through the passages of time, Iconium, that was when the war ended with Justinian, and keeping the AI busy, especially Isabella, very important in this game, making sure to stay on her good side so she wouldn't target me, making sure that, you know, she stayed busy so she wouldn't be able to research better. And I couldn't really do anything with these guys. It was unfortunate. Couldn't really like get them to plot war on anyone. The best I could do was bribe Isabella onto Frederick, and I think that was good because it kept them both busy. And eventually Isabella went off on her own and attacked Gandhi as well. Managing diplomacy is a big issue. Now, I could have dealt with it, I could have built the military, and I could have taken out Isabella. Rest assured, I'm a competent enough player. Isabella would have died. There was no need, though. You just gotta be able to juggle diplomacy. And it made things interesting there as we got towards the end of the game. Her continued survival and her constantly sabotaging my parts and other shit like that. I grab Aluminum Co. there so I can start building spaceship parts. Whole juggling of there in that, the war between Isabella and Gandhi. We continue on even more, and more trading of cities is occurring. Isabella builds the United Nations before 1800 AD. Pericles founds creative constructions, and he'd already founded Mining Inc. Interesting. A huge glut of spaceship parts. Bit of trade-off of cities between these two nukers right at the end, and time spent 7 hours and 59 minutes, which I know was a lot longer than that. Because I spent so much damn time talking with pause enabled. But what? Oh, silly Grimith. Sorry. Durr. Final score chart. Analyzing all the demographics. Isabella had a hump where she was the leader, but my combined awesomeness of wonders and technology and everything just surged right up there. And I held dominance there for the quite a large portion of the game. GNP, I had a huge spike there for a while, and I was a big leader for quite some time. But, you know, I had my moments where I dipped down as I was focusing more on a production aspect to hammer out those spaceship parts. And at the end, Frederick there, he was so focused on trying to go culture that of course he's gonna enhance his commerce to the best of his abilities, so that he can generate more culture so that he can win the game quicker. He was definitely the clear threat to win the game through culture. There's no way Pericles or Gandhi was going to catch up to him. Production-wise, where I want to be, right at the top. Hammers, as important as food is at the beginning of the game to grow your cities, I'm more of a production guy once you get past that initial growth requirement. I mean, you get into the mid-game and you can compensate for a lack of food much easier with civil service. And once you grab biology, oh man, it's glorious. It's not really mid-game, though. For a space race game it is, but biology tends to be, you know, that's past scientific method. You don't need scientific method to win this game. You don't need liberalism to win this game. But there, I had a huge spike right there. I think that coincided with my last golden age, but I'm pretty sure that's whenever my factory started kicking in. That's beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Beautiful. I held that production dominance for so long. In food, I had that lead for a time as well, but Justinian crept up there. Actually, I kept the lead right at the end, as Justinian and Lincoln got into their war, and all of a sudden his cities had to deal with nuclear fallout. Power? That wasn't me. That was definitely not me. There was a time whenever I was closer and more competitive to the AI, and then they started building more units and more units and more units. Gandhi was more powerful than Lincoln for a time, too. And he actually wasn't the least powerful AI there at the end, because Justinian lost so many damn units to nuclear weaponry from both Lincoln and Gandhi. Ticklish. Isabella was the leader at the end, and she was plotting war. It could have possibly been against me, but most likely not. Culture. Yeah. Isabella was curving upwards as well, but she definitely wasn't going for that. That's just courtesy of the fact that, Isabella had the Sistine Chapel. What was really obvious, though, Frederick right there, cranking his commerce to focus as best as he could, and Pericles and Gandhi sure as hell trying, but not exactly achieving there. I had more culture than Lincoln did. Huh. Espionage, whatever. Didn't need it. Demographics. That's Frederick right there. I wasn't, I was significantly far behind him there at the end. But I was holding my own in second place. Production-wise, over 1,000 million tons. I guess you could call that a billion tons. Woohoo! Crop yield food, I crept up there at the end because Justinian suddenly lost a lot of workable tiles. Still had the most in population, that's right. Soldiers, not really, no. Significantly fewer. In land area, I was third. Top 5 cities and wonders. Obviously, Germany's gonna interfere in there, and we have the Greek cities there, and Madrid, responsible for building many wonders, including Sistine Chapel. I lost out on quite a few wonders along the way, but I got them when they mattered, folks. I got the Broadway to prevent one of the culture whores from having an easier time with that plus 50% culture. I got the Statue of Liberty to collect that extra specialist, Taj Mahal, and all those golden ages that I rained down, combined with the Mausoleum of Mausolus. The very late pyramids in 100 BC allowed me to use representation, which was sweet, increased the happy cap in 5 of my cities, and the rep beakers. I kept that till the end of the game. And an oracle as well. Not that many wonders at the end. Didn't get the great library, which I tried for, but I got them when they counted. Especially since, I built all those spaceship parts there. Justinian was trying, but all those nuclear weaponry, or weapons that he just got hit with, were going to slow his ass down with that dream. And national wonders, which I stopped caring about because I did need some of those. So, in terms of like a killed and a lost ratio, we really didn't do a whole lot of that. I fought off barbarians. Only lost 2 units in the entire game. An axe and a warrior. Very nice. Built-wise, factories more than anything else. Because one of my factories got destroyed, so I had to build a replacement. And improvements, farms, mines, towns, workshops. Grimith, during this game, you've displayed the leadership abilities of Augustus Caesar as Saladin, a weak leader. Protective and spiritual. Spiritual is nice, but since I spent so much time in Golden Ages, I didn't exactly need it so much. Spiritual does have its uses, though, which you saw me employ. A great diplomatic tool to avoid getting your ass murdered. And that really, the ability to switch civics at any time and avoid anarchy is lovely. It's definitely convenient. You just gotta make sure you take advantage of it. If you're not switching civics, if you're not flipping religions to fine-tune your civilization, then it doesn't matter. You're not making use of the opportunities you have at your disposal. Protective, we thankfully never needed. We never used the camel archers, which was a pity. It's a good unit, in my opinion. I could have made it happen, just with inland sea maps, you really don't need to rush. Unless the random generator sticks 2 civilizations really close to you, and they expand towards you first. In that case, which is pretty unfortunate, then you can break out. And the camel archer, you just gotta make it to guilds, and you can bulb technologies with your great people to orchestrate something to get there faster. But since you don't need horses for it, camels, you can make it happen. It works. And they're pretty competitive against the longbows. Pikemen, though, engineering is what pretty much is what derails knights to begin with, and camel archers are no exception to that. I mean, then again, fortified pikemen can be a pain in the ass against cuirassiers, since they're equivalent strength. And that's before the pikeman is fortified. So there is that, too. Not exactly a leader I would have chosen on my return, but, you know, I made it happen. Not the weakest leader in the game. Starting with mysticism is pretty crippling. Thank you for allowing me to display the leadership abilities of Augustus Caesar. I'm cool with that. That was not my highest score of the game, not by a long shot. That actually game took me longer than anything else, and I did not have a lot of cities. You know, these domination victories here, but it was immortal. And it was a more difficult game. There was a threat there. Threat by Frederick to win. Troll of Reason wanted me to go kill Isabella for her crimes against me, but obviously it wasn't possible. Besides, she had nukes. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not interested. I pass. Nah, we're good. We're good. We're out of this world, bitches. I'm going to go ahead and colonize planet now. That was... Let's get on with it. Civilization 4 Saladin. Now that I've returned to Immortal, prove that I could still win on it. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life now. Ultimately, I am pleased by the outcome of this game, although I am surprised I took so long to finish it. I don't regret the extra time spent, however, because I used it to help to explain to you all the nuances of the game. I even left days in between episodes. Most of them, so you folks could leave your comments, you know, your questions or whatever, and I'd address those at the beginning. And you even reminded me of a few things. Aluminum Co. using a great scientist, for example. And, you know, counter-espionage, which may have prevented me from having a spaceship part sabotage there at the end, which would have delayed my time. Stuff. I'm sure there are other things, and I've just forgotten them off the top of my head. Thank you, though, for participating in that. It's very nice. The process worked out well, although I don't know if I could handle letting another one of these games take around a month to complete. You know, rather patient with it. I can't even remember what details I was doing at the beginning, why I was constantly like... There are times where I think I'm going to record a game, and then I'm like, dum-de-dum-dum. I'm like, nah, I don't feel like recording. I just throw that under the bus. You just see it more often in the Civilization 4 timeline. If I do any more Civilization 4 series, I'm thinking anytime soon, because I have a lot of games that I want to do with the rewarding the rewarders opportunity still, and Civilization 4 was definitely not on that list. That I'm going to do games focusing on the early game, like, you know, standard speed, before you get to 1 AD, maybe the first 100 turns, something like that, where I might even, well, just like pick, you know, leaders going maybe alphabetically, starting with Alexander and working on down, and just covering a variety of situations they come across and talking about how I would handle things. And the most critical part of these strategy games, you could say the most critical part of real life, is the early game. The foundation that you leave in the past is what prepares you to succeed in the future. Unfortunately, we as human beings don't quite realize the consequences of our actions because we are personally attached to them, and it's difficult for us to take a bird's eye, long-term view of these things because life is fragile and precious, and we could all die tomorrow. You might not even need to see this video. You might have a heart attack. Morbid, but true. And the early game turn advantages you build up through utilizing those worker turns properly, through you know, working the correct tiles, through choosing the right technologies. All of that snowballs, you know, to eventually you having a strong finish at the end. And I actually I help out one member of the Voltron army who is really a long-term, almost like permanent hiatus from recording videos. It's like early game stuff. You just gotta handle it if you really want to be successful on higher difficulties, even, you know, lower difficulties in this game. For example, you can't be ignoring the fact that barbarians are gonna come on noble difficulty. The barbarians will eventually arrive. They'll eventually start raiding your borders. You have to do something about them. Even if that means building the Great Wall, you still gotta do something. You can't constantly keep getting surprised. Oh shit, barbarians are coming? Well fuck, I didn't know that was gonna happen. Dude! Oh shit, I ran out of money at 0% research? Welcome to strike, motherfucker. All of your units are about to go poof. Alright. I think I'm done rambling for now. I think if anything were to ramble more, I'll do that in another video. And you fools will watch it. Take care, everyone. Talk to you later.